Your soft, plush chair is currently tricking your brain into thinking gravity has disappeared, causing your bone-building cells to literally go on strike while your blood vessels begin to lose their ability to breathe. The moment your weight is distributed across that forgiving foam, the natural tension that keeps your skeleton alive vanishes, signaling your internal chemistry to shift from a state of growth to a state of slow, silent stagnation. You aren't just relaxing, you are biologically down-regulating the very mechanisms that keep your circulation fluid and your structure resilient. This immediate reaction happens deep within your marrow and along the delicate lining of your arteries the second you settle into that deep cushion. What we are witnessing is the gravity defiance effect, a biological shutdown where the lack of structural demand on your bones triggers a cascade of chemical changes that thicken your blood and soften your frame. Everything changes in an instant. We are going to uncover the hidden mechanical reality of what happens to your vertebrae when they lose their supportive S-curve and why your muscles, when compressed, stop producing the essential vacuum enzymes that normally scrub fat out of your bloodstream. Think of your spine as a magnificent, high-tension suspension bridge designed to distribute the constant, relentless pull of Earth's gravity across 24 individual articulating segments. When you stand, the bridge is under a healthy, balanced tension, but the second you sink into a soft chair, that bridge collapses into a C shape. Dr. Joan Vernikos, the former director of NASA's Life Sciences Division, revealed in her 2004 research that the human body requires the constant stimulus of gravity to maintain health. She discovered that when we remove the gravity resistance by sitting in a way that requires zero muscular effort, our bodies react exactly like astronauts in space. Our bones begin to leak minerals because the body decides it no longer needs to support a heavy structure. Imagine a garden hose that is perfectly straight, allowing water to race through it with ease. Now, imagine putting a deep, heavy kink in that hose. That is exactly what happens to the massive femoral arteries in your legs when you sit. The comfort of the chair is actually the physical weight of your own torso pressing down on these vital pipes. In a fascinating study from 2015 by Dr. Saurabh Thosar, researchers found that just 1 hour of sitting can reduce the expansion of the main artery in your leg by as much as 50%. 50%! This isn't just about feeling stiff, it is about the endothelium, the thin, magical layer of cells lining your blood vessels. These cells are like tiny sensors that need the brushing feel of fast-moving blood to stay healthy. When you sit, the flow becomes sluggish, the brushing stops, and these cells begin to send out distress signals, making your vessels stiffen and lose their elasticity. Stop! Can you feel the pulse in your fingertips at this very second? That pulse is a message from a system that is struggling to push fluid through a body that has become a series of sharp angles and compressed tissues. Your soft chair is effectively a biological mute button for your circulatory system. Now, we need to look at what is happening at the molecular level, because this is where the real drama of the daily sit unfolds. Inside your muscles, there is a specialized enzyme called lipoprotein lipase, or LPL. Think of LPL as a fleet of tiny cellular vacuum cleaners that swim along the walls of your capillaries, reaching into your blood to grab passing fat molecules and pull them into the muscles to be burned as fuel. Dr. Mark Hamilton, in his landmark 2007 study, discovered something truly startling. The moment you sit down and your leg muscles go electrically silent, the production of this fat vacuuming enzyme drops by a staggering 95%. 95%. This means that while you are sitting in that comfortable chair, the fats and sugars from your last meal are just hovering. They are idling in your bloodstream like cars in a massive traffic jam because the workers who are supposed to clear them away have been sent home for the day. It is as if your blood is turning from a clear, rushing mountain stream into a thick, slow-moving syrup. This isn't because you are lazy. It is because the mechanical act of sitting has physically switched off the genetic instructions for fat metabolism. Your body is a machine that operates on the logic of use it or lose it. When the large muscles of your glutes and thighs are crushed under your own weight against a soft cushion, they aren't just resting, they are being suffocated. The pressure on your intervertebral discs is even more dramatic. Think of each disc as a jelly donut. When you sit with a slumped posture, you are squeezing the front of that donut with immense force. The jelly inside, the nucleus pulposus, is pushed backward, straining against the delicate nerves of your spinal column. In a soft chair, your pelvis tilts backward, which flattens the natural lumbar curve. This position increases the pressure inside your discs by up to 40% more than when you are standing. You are literally squeezing the life out of the shock absorbers of your skeleton. This pressure pushes out the fluid that keeps the discs bouncy and hydrated. By the time you stand up after 4 hours of sitting, your spine is actually shorter because your discs have been dehydrated by the sheer mechanical stress of comfort. So, how do we navigate a world designed to keep us sitting without becoming victims of our own furniture? The first biological intervention is what I call the gravity reset. Because the LPL enzyme shuts down so quickly, you must re-trigger its production at least every 20 minutes. This does not mean a gym workout. It means standing up for exactly 60 seconds. 60 seconds! When you stand, your leg muscles must contract to stabilize your frame against gravity. This contraction sends a neurological on signal to your DNA to start producing those fat-cleaning enzymes again. It is like flicking a light switch in a dark room. You don't need to run, you just need to be upright. The second shift is the perch protocol. Most soft chairs encourage a posterior pelvic tilt, which is the root of the spinal collapse. If you can, move to the very edge of your chair. This allows your knees to drop below your hips, which naturally forces your pelvis to tilt forward, re-establishing that vital S-curve in your lower back. By perching, you are turning a passive sit into an active one. Your core muscles suddenly have to wake up and do the work of a stabilizer. You are no longer a collapsing tent. You are once again a suspension bridge. The third habit is the micro-fidget. Movement is the medicine for stagnant blood. Research has shown that people who fidget, tapping their feet, bouncing their knees, or shifting their weight frequently, have significantly healthier arterial linings than those who sit perfectly still. These tiny, rhythmic contractions act as a muscle pump for your lower legs. Every time you bounce your heel, you are physically squeezing the veins in your calves, forcing the pooled, syrupy blood back up towards your heart. You are essentially manual starting your own circulation. It turns out that the people who can't sit still were the ones doing it right all along. Can you feel the difference in how you are occupying your space right now? You are no longer just a person sitting in a room. You are a complex biological system that is currently interacting with the forces of physics and chemistry. You see your body differently now. You realize that your skeleton isn't just a frame, it is a dynamic organ that craves the challenge of weight. You understand that your blood isn't just a fluid, it is a high-speed transit system that requires movement to stay clean. That soft chair hasn't changed, but your relationship to it has. It is no longer a place of total surrender. It is a tool that you must use with strategy and awareness. You are the architect of your own internal environment. Every time you choose to stand, every time you adjust your posture, and every time you bounce your foot, you are sending a command to your cells that says, "We are active, we are growing, we are alive." You have moved from being a passive passenger in your own skin to being the conscious operator of the most sophisticated machine in the known universe. Take that knowledge and let it change the way you move through the next hour. Respect the gravity that builds your bones. Honor the blood that feeds your cells. You now possess the hidden manual for your own structural survival. Keep exploring these internal rhythms because there is an even more remarkable secret hidden in the way your body responds to the very air you are breathing right now. We are just beginning to decode what is really happening inside you. Stay curious, stay active. Your body is listening.